so you sold TellMe,
Yeah.
and then presumably you had a lot of options as to what to do next.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people will go off and be VCs or angel investors. You decided to jump back in and do another startup?
Right.
Pretty
Well,
quickly, or?
I wasn't planning to start another company.
Okay.
I thought I would, maybe do some angel investing. I really wasn't sure what I was going to do. I was pretty tired of it. I'd been 10 years at that point. And so I thought, well, we just had a baby girl, and I thought I would just hang with the family and chill for a while. But what I found out was that the way I relax is like, if I'm on, a beach or whatever, the first thing I do is get a notebook out and start sketching out ideas, right? It's just what I do for fun. Yeah. And so I'm just kind of addicted to it. And I love product, right? And at TellMe, I always lamented the fact that, we did a lot of great product work in the first year and a half. And then the other 8 years were spent basically just selling that, And so I became like chief sales guy, And so with this, I started to think about, well, it would be fun just to do a thought experiment and do some cool prototyping. And the thought experiment was one where, I don't know if you've ever written a presentation or an email and it accidentally, you deleted it or it got erased by,
Sure.
And then you have to do it again the second time around. Well, I thought, what if we accidentally deleted the web and then it was time, and you had to redo it from scratch, knowing everything we know today. So get rid of all the sort of historical kind of cruft and think about something totally from scratch, knowing where social media is, knowing the state of banner advertising and what's happening there, knowing how publishers are thinking.
This is before like the iPad had come out.
This was before the iPad.
So you were really kind of ahead of that trend or whatever. I mean, you didn't know. No one at the time really knew the iPad. I mean, there were rumors of it, but no one knew.
There were some light rumors,
no one knew it would be that good and that successful. Or,
right. And I started thinking about my days at Netscape when we worked with publishers and the web, and then my time at Paper Software, where I was so into the whole idea of tablet computers, and I thought, wow, I looked at magazines, and I'd look at an article in Time magazine, and it looks so beautiful. And then you look at that same article on a website, and it's just a shadow of itself. Yeah. And I thought, why is that? Why are we still living in the mid to late 90s in terms of these web templates? Yeah. And then what's the deal with advertising? I mean, advertising is actually making the whole experience worse. Everybody hates the ads. Nobody really clicks on them. There's infinite inventory. So, of course, basic economics say that, like, of course, these ads are not going to be worth very much. Yeah. And so now we're talking about paywalls, and we're in a really problematic time for the web. And I thought, it'd be great to kind of reimagine it, in the realm of social media, in a realm where you have things like HTML5 emerging. And I thought about, specifically a tablet type of form factor and magazine, sort of recreating some of the aesthetics of a magazine. The content's always there. You don't have to wait for anything to load. You can just sort of flip through things. It looks beautiful. There's a sense of, there's a rhythm of storytelling. Every magazine looks different. And then if you ask people who have magazines, hey, like Mountain Biking Magazine, do you want one without the ads or one with the ads? Which one are you going to plunk down $4 for? And they all want the one with the ads. Yeah. But then if you ask,
isn't like Lucky Magazine just all ads and people?
Well, or Vogue, for example. Yeah. Vogue has 1.2 million circulation, and they make in the U.S. and they make $300 million a year in just advertising alone against that in the U.S. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's amazing. So I think that there's an opportunity here to 10x the web in terms of advertising to make the content far more beautiful. Mm-hmm. And I think the technology trends around social media, HTML5, and the iPad are enabling that world to finally start to happen. And I thought, wow, we could play a role in that.
Mm-hmm. And it felt to me, it's interesting because I think a lot of iPad and iPhone apps feel to me like they're just ports of like the web-based version, right?
Yeah, right.
So
that's right.
I sort of felt like Flipboard felt to me like one of the first, probably the first kind of thing that could only exist on the tablet, like as a true tablet native application. I
love hearing you say that. I mean, that was absolutely our goal. We wanted to build something that was designed from the ground up for the iPad.
Yeah. And which is why Apple made it App of the Year or something, right? I mean, like they probably love that too. It's like really truly taking advantage of the medium.
Yes, and I think when you're starting from scratch and you have the luxury of no installed base and you see a brand new device like that come out, it's an exciting opportunity. And so that's what we did. We put 100% of our energy into that. It's why we're not on any other platforms yet right now, because we are so committed to the iPad and that form factor.